So I decided to go on DeviantArt today. How bad could it be? Well, geez, Internet, you've stupefied me once again. I mean, what is this? You know, normal people hate characters like Jar Jar Binks and John Cena, but oh, suddenly I remember what fandom I'm in. You bronies, how did you even graduate from the 3rd grade? My god, the only thing more vile than your grammar is your hate for a well-written fictional character. Fear not, fandom, I'm here to right the wrongs of my predecessors and usher in a new age of equestrian criticism.
Oh my god.
Need some help there?
Ugh!
Relax, dude. It's just me.
The second opinion? Jesus, the Dash haters must have killed me because I swore I'd never live to see the day when you finally caved in and used a pony OC.
And you were right. You are, at this very moment, stone cold dead. I'm here to guide you to the other side.
Oh, God! Oh, please tell me you're screwing with me.
Indeed I am.
Look, I've got enough problems trying to deal with the Rainbow Dash hate, so if you're not going to help me, would you just take off?
Hold on, there's Rainbow Dash hate now? Bronies can get mad over anything.
See for yourself. Got anything to say to this?
Alright. It is on.
While some may find Rainbow Dash's bragging to be annoying, I find it to be one of the more interesting things about her character. Egotistical people are all over the place in media and in our daily lives. So what makes Dash so special? Rather than defining her, Dash's boasting is merely the surface of a complex personality. Understanding of that bragging is the key to unlocking the core of her character. Not to mention, I just enjoy watching characters like this.
Actually, if I may, I think I have a pretty good idea of just what makes Rainbow Dash's bragging so special. Take a look at popular characters with similar personalities, like Toph Beifong from Avatar, or Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls. Are they any less abrasive or self-promoting? Not even a little bit. What's the real difference? That in their case, it's almost supposed to be a good thing, which ironically makes people see it as such. Obviously, this type of character, a tomboy who's vocal and confident, is a strong deviation from quote-unquote traditional gender roles, which is often presented as in and of itself a reason we should like the character. Toph kicking Aang up a tree with a cheap shot to make herself feel better, then rubbing it in? You go, girl! Buttercup picking on Bubbles? She's at it again. But like the other heroes in the Pony Gang, the writers don't expect us to support Rainbow just because she's a girl, so the reactions to her cocky, competitive side are more like what someone would get in real life. It turns people off. Sometimes it can do some harm, and when it does, she has to take her lumps, save for the deliberately over-the-top moments that are just cartoonish humor. It can be a source of scrutiny or embarrassment for her. It's something she does because she has a need to, not because that's just what awesome people do. And more interesting still, instead of portraying her as just a comic relief anti-hero, as has been done with many characters too cocky for their own good, she's portrayed as genuinely good and admirable in spite of her arrogance, not because of it.
Let it be known that all the Toph and Buttercup hate is his problem. Please, leave me out of it.
Hey, wait a second, I'm not hating on them. They're good characters and everything, I just think this is an area where Rainbow Dash deserves credit over them. And many female characters, for that matter.
Of course. Still, you do have a point about Rainbow Dash being a good soul in spite and not because of her ego. Just look at how she's taken Scootaloo under her wing. It has nothing to do with pride or ego. This is purely Dash taking a sisterly role in her life because she honestly cares about her. The only thing she stands to gain with her time is another relationship, and that's enough for her. At the center of this is her element of loyalty. Countless times in the show she's put her money where her mouth is and stood up for her friends, even against her heroes and friends. Also, whenever she makes mistakes, she's always willing to see the error in her ways and make changes accordingly.
Hold on a second, don't forget to yell at the fans for not getting mad about the other characters' flaws the same way.
You mean like Rarity being vain?
And Applejack being stubborn, and Pinkie Pie being invasive, and Twilight being a know-it-all. Like you pointed out, arrogance is a symptom, not the cause. And just like with the others, that cause can also lead to good things. What does bragging tell you about somebody?
That they have an unhealthy need for people to admire them.
And?
Well, I guess they're definitely not shy, and they're confident in what they can do.
So what if someone like that also happens to value what's right? You'd think they'd be the first ones to speak up when someone's being wronged. such as...
And then, out of nowhere... Leave her alone!
Or what about when something dangerous happens that requires someone to help? You'd think being more confident in what they can do would make them quicker to step in, right?
Hold on, Rarity! I'm coming!
In fact, even wanting others to admire you can sometimes speak to innocent desires, such as, dare I suggest it, the proverbial need to be loved. Let's take a look at Rainbow and her competitive quests for fame and glory. She will resort to being mean to get her way, but the goal she always starts out with is to build herself up, not so much to put anyone else in particular down. And when she legitimately thinks she might not achieve that validation, she starts acting very hard on herself, like she thinks she has no worth without it. And on the flip side, whether she realizes it or not, where she seems to feel the most at ease and the most content is in relationships where there's an emotional connection, regardless of whether it involves praising her. For example, she avoided Pinkie Pie and Griffin the Brush-Off when she was apparently becoming a Rainbow Dash fangirl, but when they started to bond over playing pranks, it was Rainbow who suggested they hang out more. And while she seemed to appreciate Scootaloo's fangirling from a distance, the revelation that Scootaloo wanted her as a mentor and a big sister figure caught her totally by surprise, happening in a vulnerable moment for the young Crusader that someone else in Rainbow's spot might have considered altogether awkward. But what was Rainbow's reaction?
So, you're looking for some pony to take you under their wing, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might be up for something like that. Really? As long as you don't go falling into any more rivers in the middle of the night. It's a deal.
Seems she wanted it almost as much as Scootaloo did.
It kind of ties into her element of harmony if you think about it. Qualities like kindness or generosity suggest that the character has a need to make their friends happy. But Rainbow Dash's element, loyalty, suggests that what she values above all else is maintaining the friendships that are important to her. What she wants is fulfilling relationships with her peers.
But there's no reason to stop at pointing out why she's not actually bad. What about all the reasons people might enjoy her?
Well, for one, she's adorable. She may try to play it cool at times, but that only makes it cuter when her emotions get the best of her.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh!
Going fangirl when she meets the Wonderbolts, trying to hide whenever she gets scared, trying to hide that she loves her tortoise. It's all enough to give Fluttershy a run for her money.
And two, she's funny. Her deadpan delivery is perfect, and she has a comedically over-the-top side that's just as much fun as Twilight's or Rarity's. Pinkie Pie isn't the only one who can do comedy on this show.
And then, of course, there's simply how much fun she is.
True. She's a big, fun-loving personality who actively takes pleasure in so much of what she does. It's kind of inviting.
Watching Rainbow Dash train hard to accomplish her lifelong dream or getting obsessed over a book is both adorable and kind of inspiring.
Okay, so how about sharing now why she's your favorite in particular?
Rainbow Dash injects a healthy dose of much-needed masculinity into the show. I immediately gravitated towards her right from the beginning because she offers a relief from the barrage of femininity on the show. I think her character is essential in keeping the mood of the show balanced. More than just that though, she's just a fascinating character. I really think she's the most complex character on the show, and peeling back the layers of it is just a jolly good old time for a nerd like me. How about you?
Well, as corny as it may sound, it's honestly because I kinda see a lot of myself in her. Growing up watching my favorite action heroes every single day, I think I had the same idea as Rainbow Dash of what it meant to be someone impressive, to be the good guy. It was the person who always got the glory of being the best and winning the day without ever being best of themselves. The person who always stood up for the little people, who always took on the bad guys and beat them. So yeah, I was quick to get into fights, I didn't like letting people get away with anything, and I could never accept losing, even if it meant being a bad sport. I know exactly what it's like to want to be the best, not so much that you don't care about other people, but enough so that getting them mad at you feels marginally better than admitting defeat. And I definitely know what it feels like when it bottoms out on you. I wish I could say it was just a phase I've outgrown, but while I've certainly been humbled over the years, I can't deny that I've carried over a few bad habits. And at the same time, I really do admire when someone like Rainbow Dash is still confident enough to call foul when she sees something that's wrong or unfair, because it's not always easy to find your voice. So, yeah, I really think it says something when the first character to get me to identify with them like that is a female Pegasus from My Little Pony. While I do still say it's not quite one of my favorite shows, I can't deny that Rainbow Dash has long since become one of my favorite characters. And it's well earned.
Aw, that's sweet. My reason was better. So with that, we come to the end of this look at Best Pony.
I've got a great idea. If you like my co-host more than I do, click right here to subscribe to his channel. And if you like me, like any normal person would, go check out my channel right here. And be sure to subscribe while you're at it.
Or else.